Hello everyone, and welcome to Ero Pc F3, where today we're going to be starting with the first round of the season in Bahrain. Very nice. So, I can actually see the chat, wow, mental. Okay. We have 15 drivers today. Um, let's get all the telemetry. We don't need tyres, although Hulk is on mediums. Yeah, so this is going to be round one of the PCF3 season. And we have Mitch on track first, so realistically, this is just the last two seasons over again. So, I'm going to try not to say so much, because I don't think I should be saying so much as, yeah, you know what, shut up. Anyways, we'll give you a rundown of the track on board with Mitch for the first lap. That's how I like to do things around here, since I'm technically new to commentating this tier, so you know, yeah, let's see how it goes. Well, to be fair, I've commentated PCF3 before, but not fully as the main commentator for the tier, but I am there. So, yeah, decent. Enough of my waffling anyway, and more about the action that's going to occur in qualifying. As we see Mitch Snape here in the Ferrari, going to start his lap in a minute, and we'll give you a rundown of the track like I've said about 4 times by now. I know, I'm really good at saying the same thing that I said about a minute ago. Anyways, out the final corner then, with the medium traction in third gear, and opening up the DRS to start the lap. And now on the run down to turn 1, braking just before the 100 metre board it'll be. Yep. Misses the apex, but it's not really a killer at turn 1. Using the curb through turn 2, and a bit at turn 3. You can fully straddle the curb at turn 3, and into turn 4, brake at 100 metres, down to third, and then doesn't use the curb on the exit. You can use it, but sometimes it'll chuck you into Narnia, so isn't advised. He's got a McLaren on the on an 8 lap in front of him. As the McLaren moves, hits the apex nicely through turn 8, then coming into 9 and 10, some of the trickiest corners on the track, goes deep and gets a bit stuck on the curb, otherwise I think he would have wrapped that round nicely. Straddles the curb on the exit, taking the, as Mitch likes to call it, the esports line, into the next corner, down to 4th, and hits the curb on the inside, catches it nicely, but that's going to cost him a lot of time. And it's going to cost him all the way around here as well. Braking at the orange barrier on the right, bit unconventional, but I mean, it works. And I can imagine most people will be braking using the racing line, not random barriers that I'm looking at. Into the final corner, hits the inside curb nicely, and doesn't choose to use much of the curb on the exit. Up to the line for the first lap of the season, it's a 29.9. Right, David, where's your 1 minute 27.4 or something? That's going to blast everyone at the park. 29.3. At least he's not doing what he did last time and getting pole on 1 lap with that. Koprodolowski, 30.7. Next up is Alfa Romeo of Bakalik, who goes to P3 on a 29.9. 7 thousandths behind Mitch, to be fair. Then we have the reserve driver of Parrot, who goes to P5. Next up is the Alfa Romeo of Morten Schulze, who goes to 4th. Then the Williams of Halcon Marlin on mediums in 6th. Then Gabor Varga being the first driver into the 1 minute 28 here with a 28.996. That's a very good banker lap. Next up will be Jacob Clapper. He could be challenging the time of Varga here potentially. And it's going to be a 29.0. That's a nice lap from the Aston Martin. What about his teammate Ivanek? Had a really good start in the pre-season race around Mexico, however wasn't able to translate that throughout the whole race, so let's see how he can do here. He's about 7 tenths down on the middle sector of the front 2, so you'll be expecting a high 29, and it's a 29.8 for P4. Next up's Raphael, who's about a second off that middle sector, hits the inside curb there, that's going to lose him a bit of time as well. He's probably just going to be dipping into the low 130s, or mid 130s actually, that probably cost him a lot more time than I thought. As we also have Churek in the Ferrari. And he did a 7.6 middle sector, which should put him just in front of Ivanek, as that is a 29.6 for Churek. Solid lap there. We also have Claudio Herbert and Martin Belak about to start laps. So we'll go on board with Claudio and see what, how the Mercedes is faring for his first qualifying lap of the season. So into turn 1, opens it up quite nicely, as there's been a retirement from Kopytolowski. That's on track, I believe. That's a strange one. Continuing on with Claudio. 28.6 first sector, it says purple, but it normally says a purple sector when you are on your first lap of the day. It's a bit glitchy, but we can ignore that and just focus on the lap being set by the Mercedes into turns 9 and 10. Raikkonen manages to get it just about turned in. Thought he was going to run a bit wide off the track potentially, but he got the car stopped in time, so that is good. And now into turn 11. Quite difficult on traction on the exit, to be fair, if you run no traction, so there could be a few spins, especially with hot tyres as well. A 7.2 middle sector, that's very nice, and we'll put him close to the top. Misses the apex a bit through 13 there, and then coming into final corner here, misses the apex again, but managed to get it decent on the exit. And it's going to be a 29.2 for P3 for Claudio, which is nice. As I can see, David Hoy is the furthest car. Everyone's sort of getting their laps done in sync. Claudio, the only one sort of out of sync there, but I mean, if you can set lap times like that, then it doesn't matter if you set it in sync, really. As he's still got plenty of time to get it back to the pit lane and drain 2 more times, as I'd imagine most people will do 3 runs here in quali. So we'll have a look. Hey, David's fair, and he needs to find, well, 3.5 tenths to challenge the likes of Varga at the moment. And we know David is very, very quick on that 1 lap pace, and he's also very quick on race pace as well. And well, that showed at Mexico. Can he repeat that performance today? If he can, I'm sure he'll be very happy. As out the final corner to start the lap in 5th gear. That's no traction, I can tell. So switching the battery on and heading down towards turn 1. Let's see how David can do. Open up the corner nicely, turning in, getting the apex, really get there. Up to 5th over that curb, and it's, yeah, that's just a game being awkward. You go up to 5th and it's still like, yeah, I'll spin you anyway. Awful corner. Honestly, makes no sense. The game physics at the corner make no sense. And yeah, that's unfortunate for David. Anyways, on board with Power here, 6 tenths up in the first sector, which is a good improvement. And well, if he finishes this lap, he should go ahead of the Red Bull of Kopytolowski, who is out the session, which I'm still confused about, but you know, it's whatever. One thing also I forgot to mention is Belak, who's currently in the Williams, will be starting from the back of the grid, presuming Leipzig shouldn't set a lap as he's got a qualifying ban for today's race. As anyways, on board with Parry, he's a second up, and there's a 0.8 middle sector, so he's going to be slotting in around Ivanek, Snape and Bakalik here, it seems. Let's see how he can get the final sector though. Quite nicely. Doesn't completely mount the curb, mess up his lap, as it's going to be P9 30.0. Just behind the drivers I said he'd be around, as he's improving, Gava's improving even more. Half a tenth up at the moment. It's not much, but anything you can extend your lead by is very important. So if he can beat his own lap time here, which is a good chance he will, let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be a 28.8 for Varga. Is a very nice time as Ivanek's 3 tenths up here in the Aston Martin. So we'll see when he finishes this lap where it's going to put him. As coming up to the line now, can he jump ahead of Churek? He can, and goes half a tenth behind David in the Haas. So next will be Paris not on a lap, so it'll be David again. Seems like he's faring better this time around. Misses the apex of 11. However, manages to run it nicely through the corner, keeping the minimum speed up well as across the middle sector line. That's the fastest middle sector we've seen, a 106.7. That's a mighty middle sector from David, and this is going to put him certainly as a contending lap for pole position into the final corner nicely in 5th gear. Has a bit of a snap, catches it nicely though. Doesn't let the car get away from him, and to the line that's a 128.6 and a very nice lap from the AlphaTauri. Mitch is out there, but he's half a second down, so he'll be going again. What about Raphael? Raphael's backed off, it looks like it anyways. Halka was 1.2 off, but he invalidated. That would have put him P4 that lap. Speaking of the P4 man, Herbert's about to start a lap again, so we'll jump back to him at a later point. As I believe we have Lapage out on mediums, riding that curb. He's a 109.0 middle sector, so not something that's going to set the timing sheets alight. He's I think he's in battery actually. I'm confused what he's doing. Typical Adam being strange, but he's setting off now. It's 31.5, so we'll see what he can do on these mediums. But if anything, he might want to go back to the garage and get on softs, because otherwise I don't even think he's going to be able to get rain 2 more times. He'll have 2 minutes left when he's going into the garage. So unless he's going to go for pole on mediums, then yeah, I don't really know what he's doing, to be fair. Herbert's off the track. Mitch is off the track. Morton's starting the lap. What about Bakalik? Bakalik's also starting the lap. So we'll go back to Adam Lapage, who is 6 tenths up at the moment in the Haas, and has launched it deep into 10, which isn't going to help him. And there he goes. Stick some sauce on, mate. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, Morton. How's Morton doing in the Alfa Romeo? As he's a 10th up, and ooh, that's not nice through 6 and 7 at a moment, which wasn't ideal for him. As he's gone almost deep into 10 there. And he's going to be looking to push himself into the 29s here. Still pushing with the battery on. Although it looks like, has he backed off? He's 4 tenths staying. I think he was just sort of coasting there. What about his teammate Bakalik? 5 thousandths staying on his time. And let's see, at the middle sector, no, he's far down. So they'll be going back in, get a set of tyres on quickly and go out. as the first person starting the final run is going to be Para in the AlphaTauri. So let's see, can he lift himself into the 29s? I think that's what he's going to be aiming for. He's giving himself time to do 2 laps here if he does need it to be able to do so, so it's a good option for him. Into turn 1, bit deep, but it's not going to affect him too much. He managed to bring it back very nicely. And now heads up towards turn 4. And on the exit of 4, takes it in 2nd gear. And is a 10th down in sector 1, so I guess he got sector 1 much better on his best lap. He's still going here though in the AlphaTauri, and hasn't backed off it yet. As maybe he knows the time isn't in the first sector, that it's everywhere else in the lap. And gets turn 10 really nice there. The rotation and the exit was good as well. And that was one of the better turn 10s you'll see today. As heading into 11. Avoids the curb there this time on the exit. As he goes quite early into 12, but he's improving by half a 10th. Which I think he should be improving more based off the turn 10, but maybe he got that perfect 2 times in a row now. As it's a strong corner for him. And completely makes the final corner curb there. That might cost him all the time he'll have saved. He's going to the pit lane, so that's going to be the end of his qualifying. Halka is just starting a lap, so let's try keep up with everyone. Clapper's backed off here, as he was not improving. Herbert's on an out lap, so next up is the Haas. He's on the 8th lap. Will Churek be going? Yeah, Churek is going, and his teammate as well in front. Snape is also on the lap. So we'll have a look at how the Ferrari duo are doing. Currently 6th, 7th and 8th with a 4th row lockout at the moment. Let's see if they can elevate themselves a bit further up the grid as Mitch has backed off. So we'll go on board with his teammate then instead. And, well, Mitch is not going to make it to the line here, so that's going to be his quali over. Churek is 3.5 tenths up though, and gets it nicely through 12. No, not 12, 13 even. And well, that's going to be the end of the session. Everyone crossing the line now. That's the end of it. As Churek coming to the line now. What time is it going to be? It's going to be a 29.3 and moves him ahead of Bakalik, who he's going to the pit lane, so Bakalik's not improving. What about Halka? Is Halka improving? The Williams currently in P10. Can he manage to move himself further up? It's looking decent, and it's P5 for the Williams. Next up's Raphael, was 2.5 tenths up. Can he move himself even higher than that? He goes 11th, just behind Parrott. As Clapper has retired, 8th on the track. As Lapage is having to avoid his retired car there, which isn't ideal on your fast lap. As Lapage has done a 106.9 middle sector. That's close to the pace of what David was doing. Can we see a Haas front row here, is the question. As David's still 8th there, so he might be improving even more. As now around the final corner and up to the line it is for Adam Lapage. And it's going to be P3, just missing out on beating Ivanek. It's David improving, he's a 10th up on his own time. And this will be to really solidify that position he has at the top. It's a 28.5. Varga's just moving out the way of Herbert there, who's not even on a lap. And I think that's everyone. Yeah, they're all sort of just moving out the way for cars that have already done that lap. Interesting. So, that is the end of your first qualifying for this season. David Hoy takes pole, with Ivanek in second, and another Haas driver, Van Lepage in third. Gabor Varga joins him on the second row in the Alpine, with Jacob Klapper and Hauke Marlin taking the third row. Claudia Herbert and Maciej Jurek on the fourth row, with an all Ferrari paired fifth row of Daniel Bakalik and Mitch Snape. Then on to the sixth row, I believe it was Para in the AlphaTauri and it was Morten Schulze in the Alfa Romeo, then Para in the AlphaTauri. Then 13th, Rafael Faraz, 14th, Kopacz, and starting from the back of the grid is Martin Bellac. So, that's your grid for today, and the next thing that we have to bet on in PCF3 is, will Mitch start on softs, as he's currently celebrating his P10 on the grid. So he had a bit of a gap ahead of him, to be fair, up to the next drivers, but didn't improve on his final run, so yeah. Right, I don't know why I just stopped talking, I can't lie. You'll have to get used to me zoning out sometimes, it happens. I'll try not to do it in the race. So, we're going to the grid then, no formation that because it's broke. And we have 5 red lights here in Bahrain. And we are underway for round 1 of the season. A good start from David Hoy, a shocker from Adam Lepage in the other Haas, and he's going to be dropping all the way down, as no one's been missiled coming into turn 1 yet. Ivanek alongside David, he's going to go down the inside on those medium tyres. David's going to hang it round the outside on the hard tyres, and the other Aston Martin of Jacob Klapper, also on the mediums, is following his teammate through off the start. There's the tyres for you to have a look at. Bellac from the back of the grid's up to 7th already, so the quali band literally did nothing. It doesn't really matter, clearly, as we see Hauke not too far behind Klapper here. He's on the hard tyres, though, or on the harder compound, as Daniel Bakalik has had a spin. That could have been as a result of contact all by himself, so we'll have to see as Jurek's absolutely launched himself into Hauke Marlin there. And that's going to send the Williams spinning down to 8th place. He's going to be alongside Claudio Herbert now. And, oh, that's contact. And that's going to cost him a bit of his front wingers. There's a Red Bull going flying in the background. Red Bull have added some new missile system to their car, it seems. It's just absolute chaos on that one. Just what I want to see as a steward. Oh my, what am I watching? It's about 3 wide of people going sideways. Looks like Mitch has completely pile drive someone. And now we've got whatever's going on here. Raphael's making his way past Mitch, as Para's also looking to make a move at the same time, and also Morten Schulze. But there's a lot of people with damage already, as there goes Para down the inside on Mitch, and Morten is also going to go for it. Mitch has managed to get himself into the pit lane and out of the way after the missile, as I've missed the move for the lead now, as Ivanek has got past David Hoy off the start. And is currently going to try and build a gap on those medium tyres, as Bellac already up to 5th place in the Williams. And oh, someone's just done a Mazepin. Morten Schulze is in the barriers, and that's a VSC. We've got our own DIY Yeah, we got our own ERO version of Mazepin then. Not ideal. He made it an extra lap though. That's the crucial part. So fair enough. Anyways, VSC here is going to sort of neutralise the playing field. VSCs are really just pointless in my opinion. You know, who really cares about driver safety? We want to see 12 people upside. We don't want to see 12 people upside down. Or I don't anyway, maybe you do. But anyways. When is this VSC going to leave us? Hopefully soon, because I can't be bothered with a VSC. On lap 2 of the race, and there it goes. There's 3 drive-through penalties, I think. No, just the 2 for Para and Belak. So Belak is going to be back down to the bottom of the grid as David Toy putting immense pressure on Ivanek as Jacob Clapp is going to turn the battery and try and attack the Haas driver. And it's going to be up to an Aston Martin 1-2 now as Vargas picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. David's had to slam the anchors on there as Churek is right behind him as well. And Jocelyn for position at the front here. Churek's going to go for a move on David Hoyt down the inside into turn 4. As there's also a swap for the lead as Jacob Clapper overtakes his teammate Ivanek, as we still see Churek and David Hoy side by side behind as Churek's moved up into P3. There's been a spin of Belak, who still has that drive-through to serve as well, so that's going to promote Claudia Herbert up to 5th. Halka Marlin runs wide with that wing damage, but he's choosing to stay out for now, as it's only one of his end plates that's missing. And to be fair, he's probably banking for a safety car, considering there's probably going to be one. As Clapper goes to the left to try and break the toe. There's yellow flags. That is Halkett, who seems to have had a bit of a spin. As the front 5 are all very close together at the moment. And well, can the front 2 break away? I mean, the Astons probably want to work together here a bit. They could try and do some strategy with the DRS to try and break a bit of a gap for themselves, as the DRS is going to be in play, is it? Yeah, the DRS is in play. As Ivanek's going to go for a move on his teammate here, I think. Is Clapper going to defend it? No, he's going to back out. Actually, he doesn't want to murder his teammate, which we have seen plenty of times previously. And I wouldn't have been surprised to see it again, to be fair. But he's going to switch on the battery and go down the inside into turn 4, it seems. And yeah, there you go. There is the move. And parks it right in front of his teammate, so he can't get back past. As Bakalik is also looking for a move on Adam Lapage, but that one's not going to happen. As swapping back to this battle for the front, as we're about to go into another DRS zone. Clapper's tailing Ivanek right now, and it seems like he's got a lot more pace in the middle sector than his teammate, saying that he has a moment on the exit there, which is going to cost him any sort of chance of getting back past his teammate, as he's now employing the strategy of moving left and right against him, as Halka Marlin's had a spin again at the same corner, turn 10, so it seems to be catching him out here in the Williams. Anyways, that's also a collision there, I think, between Adam Lapage and Kopzalowski. And Lapage has got damage, which isn't ideal for him, as the Red Bull seems to have come away unscathed, so I wonder what's happened there. Anyways, Claudio trying to make a move on David Hoy now. And the Mercedes is going to launch on down the inside of the Haas. And David, who started on pole, is down to 5th. And it's sort of just being eaten alive by everyone right now, as Ivanek's built quite a big gap over his teammate currently. We know Clapper's been better in the middle sector, so we'll have to see if it stays true again for this lap, as Vargas sets the fastest lap of the race down in P10 after serving a drive-through. So I mean, it's not exactly awful for him right now. Anyways, we see yellow flags. Who was that? That was Ivanek. What just happened? I'm blind as David Toy goes deep. Bakalik's round as well, so we've had a spin on every lap so far. Fantastic. Anyways, the top three's now Clapper, Turek, and Herbert. Clapper's almost out of the DRS of Turek, and he's putting the medium tires to good effect. Mitch has gone flying into a barrier. No, he's actually not hit a barrier, so he's all good. But there you go, there's 3 spins this lap, I think. Amazing. As I think Claudio's going to get a move on Turek here. He's going to switch the battery on. Belak's retired. Is that going to stop him? Just about got that move before the VSC was called. Anyways, it's another VSC, not a full safety car. That's 2 drivers out the race as well. Belak from 15th to 5th in like a lap. Then picks up a drive-through, goes down to the back, and then crashes out the race as Halka's into the pit lane to repair the damage that he picked up on lap 1. Anyways, we keep on moving as we're back underway once again. No one's got a drive-through this time, so well done everyone. I'm very proud of you. As well, Ivanek's not actually lost too much from his spin, and we, to be fair, 3 more drivers retire, and we've had 2 gone in, well, 5 full laps. So I mean, there's a good chance that happens. Then you finish, you get points potentially. However, these guys at the front are not missiling each other that much, which is a positive. And they might not want to, well, the second pack might not want to, well, the 5 second place, they might not want to missile each other, as it's just going to allow Clapper to get away. However, Herbert is in front on those medium tyres, so he's going to be able to try and make some inroads into the gap at the front at the moment. Does anyone fancy a move this lap? David's got 80% battery, he's just saving that. Everyone else is sort of, Clapper's got plenty to defend with, so if anyone comes on the charge for him, he's going to be in a good spot, as Herbert's gone deep into turn 1, which is potentially going to put him weak to Turek. However, the gap is 3 tenths. I don't think Turek is going to dive it past him, as Herbert's got decent pace right now, but he's gone deep again into 4. But he's using the curb on the exit, so he's not going to lose too much time. Turn 4 you can run deep, and it's not going to completely kill you off. As Bakalik is looking for a move on Kopodolowski here. And he's going to look to the outside of the Red Bull, and he's going to try get the better exit, and he's going to go not side by side because that would have been dangerous. Halka's also got past Mitch, and Mitch is now swapping the battery on to try and make a move back past the Williams driver, and he's going to go down the inside potentially. No, he chooses not to absolutely launch one. He's probably for the best, to be fair. As Bakalik has caught that really well. Well, it does mean he has lost about a second to Kopodolowski in the space of, well, half a second. Which isn't really a good ratio of a deficit to be losing, as anyways. Herbert's managed to get out the DRS of Turek, who looks like he's made a mistake somewhere. And David Hoy's going to not even bother using his battery. He's got like 80% and he can't even be bothered to use it. And if anything, Turek, I'd let him go. He's got the resources to go on a charge. The question is, does he have the pace? As Turek trying to fake a move. David's not phased by that one, it seems, as Herbert's picked up a 3-second time penalty, which isn't ideal whilst running in second place. But he has cut that gap down to Clapper, which was once 2 seconds. It's now 1.5, so the Mercedes has got good pace, as Halka sets the fastest lap with a 31.8. However, I'm sure that's going to be decimated by someone pitting for softs on lap 27 or something, I don't know. But anyways, continuing on, Turek seems to be struggling a bit. Maybe his tyre temps are fine. As can I turn on telemetry? Yeah, I can watch. But I mean, clearly you can't read off the dashboard, so I'll help you out a bit. But anyways, Ivanek here, not too far behind Chirek. I think he's going to potentially look to capitalise if Chirek does drop out of the DRS range, which he isn't at the moment. However, David's got somewhat 70% of battery to play with, so if he decides to dump a bit of that, then Chirek could be not in the best positions here. However, for now, he's fine. David's choosing not to deploy his way up into the to catch up to the guys in front. So I think it's 6 tenths, so he's not really going to be able to gain that just from using battery. As Herbert's almost in the DRS range now with 20% battery. However, Clapper's got loads to defend with, so Herbert's pretty much not a problem to him, especially with Herbert having the penalty as well. Obviously, that could be removed, which is not to my knowledge currently, so I'm not going to say anything as Bakalik moves up into P7. Para is launching it on Mitch and has completely pole-drived him off the road. I don't know what... yeah, no, that's just... I just don't understand that, honestly. That's just... seemed like the most unnecessary collision of all time. But anyways... Chirek has dropped the DRS to David Toy. David's got to move on. But he's still got 70% battery, so he's not really using that. Did Herbert get DRS there? He was close, but not close enough. As Ivanek's going to be going for the move here on Chirek. He doesn't have much battery, but he's got the straight line speed here in that Aston Martin. And there you go. Move done. And that's P4 for Ivanek. As he can now try and drag himself into the DRS of David Toy. However, Chirek has a bit more in the battery if he does want to fight this one back. I think it all depends on if Ivanek's got the pace to help move him forward. As I mean, the mediums are probably starting to level out with the hards in the next lap or two, so we'll have to see how it goes, but I think Ivanek could manage to get into David Toy's DRS. And the only issue is he doesn't really have the battery to try and do it. He's deploying the very minimal resources he does have to try and launch a charge. Bakalik has gone into the wall. Does he have damage? He's off-roading a bit, but it doesn't seem like he does have damage. As Varga is looking to make his way past Kopozlovsky. The lowest runner who's pitted, Varga is, as he's going to switch the battery on in the DRS. And he's going to head down the inside into turn 11. And he might even have it done before the corner. But Kopozlovsky's going to try and break it around the outside. But however, Varga has got that move done for P7 in the race. So, working back towards the front to see what's going on right now. Not much, to be fair. Not much at all. There's a few battles here and there. I'm not sure that's going to change too much for a bit. However, the medium runners, it won't be too long until they pit. I think we'll see them in fairly soon, and then it's up to David Hoy and Chirek to maximise the rest of their stint to try and make it so when they're on the mediums they have the best opportunity in this race to try and fight for a win, I will say. The front five aren't separated by all too much. And we have a look at the gap. It is 5.6 seconds separating everyone, which isn't all too much, to be fair. As David's right on the cusp of DRS on Claudio, you might want to use a bit of that battery that he has been saving to guarantee himself DRS. As I think the hard tyres are definitely levelled out now, and he is going to use just a quick bit of the battery. However, it's going to be really close if he gets it or not. I think it was 986 at the detection point, so I think he has got it. No, he hasn't. That's strange. From the timing, he was in the DRS range, so I don't know. Game being weird, but he's definitely going to have it for this next straight now. That's going to help him out massively in this race, having the DRS on Herbert at this stage. And he might even try and make a move on the Mercedes and try close the gap down to Clapper. Let's see what strategy everyone's in. I assume it'll be a medium hard. I'm not going to talk too much about strategy as Mitch and Adam are fighting into the final corner. Mitch has got DRS though, so maybe it's a bit tactical from the Ferrari driver, as he's going to go in the DRS with the battery on, and he's going to fly past the Haas driver back into P11 as there's a spin of Kopolowski in the Red Bull. Also powering the AlphaTauri, he's about to go a lap down to the leaders, it seems. As Leifert is now turning on the battery to have a fight with Mitch. He's going to look to the outside of the Ferrari driver, who's going to come out on top through turn 4 here. Mitch gives him the good squeeze onto the curb, leaving each other enough room, and they're still going to be side by side here. Mitch backs out. And yeah, it's a good thing about at least one of them decided to back out and not murder each other. Anyway, Savior's going to get DRS as Herbert is the first to blink here and goes into the pit lane in the Mercedes. And he's going to be bolting on the hard dice to go to the end if Anek's in with him. As looks like a nice stop by the Mercedes pit crew. And for Vanek, it's going to be the same from the Aston Martin crew. So, now they have to have the warm-up lap of death. Hard tyres through turn 2. My hatred for hard tyres at turn 2 cannot be stated enough. However, they've survived, and I congratulate them for not ending up in a wall, because, or just round, you can't really hit a wall there, to be fair. I don't know why I said the wall. But yeah, this is why I don't pit onto hards at Bahrain, because you will die if you run in no traction. It's very easy to make best friends with a wall. As if Anek's actually dropped behind Varga here, which is not ideal. This is definitely going to be something that the leaders need to signal themselves for, as they need to pick an optimal lap to jump in, as Clapper's going to go in now to prevent the undercut. Although the undercut's not going to be any good on those hard tyres. So he's going to be completely safe in the lead. Is what I'd, oh my god, is what I'd think. As Raphael's also going in. A whole 18 seconds behind the leaders. That's just how much they're driving away. But it's nice to know that we've got, you know, multiple drivers at the front all fighting. It's good to see. Does Varga want to cause a bit more chaos? As, yeah, look at the gap Clapper's got. That's just the power of the overcut around this track. It's so good. And I'd highly recommend, if you are watching this and you're a driver not in PCF1, do the overcut, because it's really good and you'll get loads of time. If you're in PCF1, undercut me and trust me, you'll beat me. 100% gonna work. Anyways, enough of me trying to play mind games, and back to the action. Herbert's 2.6 behind Clapper. I think that was like 2 seconds when he pitted. I mean, by the time the lap is done, he'll have gained back to the gap it was before, as, oh, that's a mistake from Clapper. That's not what you want to do on those hard tyres, and he catch someone out at some point, and he's weaving to heat them up, but you might not want to weave too much, right, because you've got a Mercedes charging towards your DRS, and, oh, that was close. And Herbert's all over the place there through 11, and oh, he almost dropped it through 12 as well, but he's okay. no harm done, as we see Halka, Raphael and Bakalik all close here. Bakalik still needs to... Does he need to pit? I don't know. I think he pitted lap 1. I mean, he technically doesn't need to pit. Hards might just about make it. They won't be any good at the end, but they'll make it. As let's see what's going to unfold between these three. I'm just watching the gap between Herbert and Clapper. Guess there might be a move there as Raphael is getting absolutely left behind here. There's not going to be anything going on here as Herbert slightly missed the break, it seems. Almost takes out the Aston Martin, but it's fine. It didn't happen, and yeah. But I'll tell you something, David Hoy, if he knew that Clapper had a moment on his 8th lap, he'd be loving life sitting in that Haas right now, as there's yellow flag copies. Well, obviously, he's out the race. This might help the front to it if there's a full safety car. There is. And there is a full safety car. And now the front two can go to the end on mediums. Well. David Hoy and Sherrick are in a great spot, I will say. As they're going to be able to just about get in and out ahead of Clapper here. And the rest of the chasing pack behind. And they're going to be able to recharge the battery all the way up as well, which is nice for them. Well, there you go. Out the pit lane they come, and yeah, everyone else is not even in sight. That's a white line cross from Clapper. If you want to report that watching the stream, you can do. I'm not going to report it, but up to you if you fancy it, because it's not legal. But yeah. Anyways. There we go, catching the safety. What is Parra doing? You can go overtake the safety car, mate. You're literally... Go. Oh, okay. No, that's not good. David, stay well away from the safety car. It's trying to murder you. Yeah, Parra's managed to just about get himself unlapped. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been ideal for him. There's everyone is on fresh mediums, apart from Halka and Herbert. As I think Cherek wants David to speed up a bit to try and mean he can keep temperature in the tyres more, but I mean, you're sitting in the safety car lacking, you don't want to go near that thing, it's going to murder you. So yeah. Let's see how long it's going to take everyone else to catch up to the safety car. I mean, nice that we actually have this thing out rather than just another VSC. Change the race up a bit. As we're down to 12. And I have a feeling we might drop a few more off this safety car restart. So yeah. We'll just have to see. How long are we going to have to wait? Is the question, because I see EBA to wait for a safety car now I think of it. I need to ring back my quiz. Is Baku? Does anyone know if Baku's on the calendar? Because if Baku's on the calendar, I'm whipping out a quiz again at Baku. I think it's on the calendar, and if it is, like I said, we did a quiz. Because there'll be 7 safety cars. We'll break some sort of record. There'll be someone upside down at Castle section, or a 10 car pile up. Either one will do. There'll be 5 cars out on lap 1 from a 10 car pile up at Castle. Someone will go straight on at turn 1 at some point in the race. Someone will go straight on at turn 2 at some point in the race. And someone will go straight on at turn 3 at some point in the race. And that is Baku. That's the track guide. So, we're just waiting for Para to catch up now. So we'll be restarting going on to lap 19, I think. I don't think he's going to catch this lap. I'm going to sit on my phone for a bit because I don't know. I'm commentating, so I'm commentating what I'm doing in real life while waiting. Let's have a read of stuff. What's going on in... Let's give you Ero update. What's going on in the server? I don't know. I'm gonna go on to the... I'm gonna do some counting. What number are we at? 33? Yeah, 34 of that. Techers. Anyways, he's power catching now. Just a bit too far away, and it means we're gonna have to wait another lap. Let a game, let's get involved. I need it works like with an E engine, because the Ferrari engines are absolutely killing my ears because it sounds annoying. I don't know how people can drive with it, although to be fair I like Alfa Romeo. Oh, I like the Alfa Romeo car, to be fair, because it's kind of OP because it's small, so you can see more of the track. The more you know. What are we doing? Also, I want to give a shout out to Wodge, who's probably race engineering, to be fair. I don't know. He gets to listen to me waffle. But anyways, we are on lap 18. And that means we have 10 laps. And this safety car is really ideal for me, you know, because that means I don't have to talk about potential strategies that people could have done. Instead, I get to talk about who's going to try and murder the person next to them. Am I blind? Right now, I'm going back on the stream right now. What's just happened? I'm actually blind. I'm actually like... Right, I'm re-watching the stream to try and figure out what's just happened, because I'm now really confused. What has happened? We need to know. So Paro was catching up. Did they crash in the final corner? I don't know, honestly. I'm that like tired that I'm like zoning out. Oh, I'm gonna be great at commentating this. I'm just gonna fall asleep through off the races. Anyways, come on then. Let's get back to the action. David always leading us away, and him and Chirek are in absolute unbelievable positions right now. They got Herbert to defend for them as well, and he's got a penalty. And Varga, who's not far behind, has also got a penalty. So you know, as David's gonna go before the final corner, and that has worked an absolute treat. God. And Jurek's going to have to try keep up with that. That's a great restart from David, as the other Haas of Adam Lapage has not had a great restart, and he's put it at a wall. I can't really say he's into a wall because, you know, we're being family friendly here, as Snape's looking for him either on the outside of Bakalik. Is he going to drive into him? No, he's not. If you're wondering why I say is he going to drive into him, because I feel like that's more likely than someone making an overtake sometimes. As Herbert's doing a bit of weaving up ahead, but you know, it's all legal. It's just the one move, and it wasn't even really defensive. Probably just warming the tyres a bit. Anyways, ooh, that's a mistake from Bakalik. And is Mitch going to try send it this time? No, he's not interested, but Bakalik does go defensive. And Mitch almost bins it right behind him, but he's fine. Which is good for him, that he didn't bin it. Unlike Adam Layfage, as David Hoy's saying nah bye at the front, and he's actually still got more battery than Sherrick as well. David's just doing David things. I tell you something, he loves a safety car restart. He's fired his tyres up beautifully, he's picked his restart point beautifully, and he's just scampering away. Sherrick's doing well as also. I mean, Herbert is on the hard tyres and, you know, compared to the fresh mediums, but he's doing what he needed to do, and also building that gap to Herbert before the charge impact decided they've had enough of staring at Mercedes' rear wing, and they decide to launch it at him with a warning for the Mercedes, which he might need. Need some sort of sensor telling him missile alert. You have someone coming flying for you as Bakalik is rained. I don't know if that's a spin or if Mitch has hit him. Could be either, to be fair. Mitch isn't going to be happy with me after this, but you know, we all love Mitch. He's the GOAT realistically. Anyways, Ivanek here, right on the back of Herbert, who actually is doing a stellar job. I mean, Sherrick's did a good job at getting away from him. Herbert's doing an even better job at just trying to stick in that DRS, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it, as David's got a 2-second gap at the front. Of course he has. Oh, I'm not surprised, honestly. I think if Ivanek could get through, he could try and stop that, but you stick David on fresh mediums, he doesn't give a damn about what you've got to say. He will just leave, and that's what he's done today. And that's what he did in Mexico as well, I think. I think that was soft tyres at the end of the race. I'm not too sure. Someone can go back and watch it. My memory's not good. I can barely remember what day of the week it is, let alone what happened in the last race, other than David won. As let's see how this is going to end then. Ivanek is switching the battery on. Can he get past Herbert? I don't think he can. Yeah, he's not close enough. I think he just needs to save all of his battery and just spend it at the right time, and he might be in the clear. Let's have a look at the fastest lap. Still Hauke. David missed out by a 10th. I don't have any that could get taken, as Varga is also right on the back of Ivanek here. As those two are being chased down by Snape and Faraz, as there's been a spin. I think that was for Para, as he's dropped off the back now, and that's going to invite Clapper and Leapage to have a go at him. However, Leapage is like a second behind Clapper, so probably I don't know how much of a threat he's going to be. Anyways, Ivanek is still close to the back of Herbert, but it's just not enough, as Herbert has closed himself right into the back of Sherrick. And he's not going to use the battery yet. He's just going to sit behind Sherrick and wait, essentially. I think he doesn't want to enthrall himself in a massive battle right now. Oh my god, he sent it down the inside. Oh my. Right, yeah, that probably wasn't a good idea, as Ivanek's name for as well. And Varga's also going to be through as well. And that's not what I expected. As Mitch has also got himself past Raphael and the McLaren. 4 P6 in the race. Absolute. I said we were going to see missiles today. That was an unexpected missile. But you know, if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver or something like that. And Herbert's employing that strategy as that is a typical league racing strategy of, if there's any sort of gap, murder the guy in front of you. If he crashes into you, it's his fault, and just blame him. That's the typical strategy, as Lapage just moved up to P8 ahead of Para, who's got no battery left. Lapage just got plenty, so he probably will be able to defend from the AlphaTauri. As are we going to have any missiles this lap? I hope not. It seems like Ivanic's just going to get a nice exit, get in the DRS of Churek, and go for it, using DRS and battery, which he didn't have much of, but it's not going to be a missile move at least, as I thought Herbert was moving to go for it again then. As Ivanik and Churek, bit of contact, but I think that's going to hurt either of them, as Vargas getting involved as well. Ooh, that was close on the move in, and he's going to go down the inside of Churek, and Ivanik's going to try and get a good exit to also get past Churek here, as these guys have got penalties as well, so they're going to want to not fight too much. So Vargas probably trying to get in front and get away. However, he's had a moment there, that's going to keep Churek close. And Churek's probably going to be able to fight this one back on against the Alpine at some point. As this will also invite Churek's teammate Mitch into the fray, who has been quite far back. Is what can Churek do against Varga here? Hello, Hugo. We are watching live missiles. If that's what you wanted to do on your Friday evening, well, you've come to the right place. And Herbert's going for the missile strategy again. He's almost hit Ivanik. He seems to have a tendency to aim for Aston Martins and then brake just before he hits them. I'm not sure why that seems to be his agenda, but sure. I'm not going to question it. Churek has managed to get DRS, so he's going to be able to keep himself somewhat safe from the cars behind. He can never be safe in PC F3 realistically. That's too much stress for us. Clapper sets the fastest lap down in P11. And Clapper's also made a move on Bakalik. But Bakalik's going to try brake later around the outside. And that was nice from Bakalik. He's kept the position well there. I do think Clapper's probably going to get past him for the final point, and he's going to get 2 points as well, because, you know, fastest lap and all that. But anyways, Mitch has caught these lot now. And he should be able to get past Herbert, and if Churek can get back into the DRS of Varga, then that could do Ferrari a solid here, as it could be a P2 and 4 finish, but at the moment that gap up to Varga is just a bit too much. But we'll see what happens, but good race for Ferrari to start out with. Not bad for Haas either, but I don't know if he's letting the team down. That's what, to be fair, it's what I expected. He doesn't like me anymore anyways. Ivanik is going for a move on Churek soon, potentially, but he doesn't have battery, so I mean, he can try, but it's going to be difficult. As Churek has almost closed that back into the DRS, maybe he's getting some, he's either listening along or feeling the words of wisdom appear through his screen, and he's going to go for it for the Ferrari. Mitch, oh Mitch, what have you done? What have you done? Oh, well, there goes Ferrari. There goes a good race. And now you give him more points to Adam as well. Oh, you absolutely no, I'm not happy. You've done 2 bad things in one there, Mitch. Yeah, more points to Adam, and you've also thrown yourself in a position where you potentially might not even score a point. Anyways, with this fight, Churek's, he got himself back into DRS. He's done his part for the team. So, you know, well done, Churek. Not quite close enough to go for a move. As no one is right now. As Mitch has gone to the pit lane and... Well, you can go for a faster flat point, to be fair. Could get it. It's a possibility. But he's going to come out in last place, so... Yeah, not ideal. As... My... thought is... blame Hugo. As soon as he joins the stream, Mitch bins it in a wall, so, you know, bad luck charm, realistically. Anyways, Churek has just about kept himself in DRS there, which is useful. He just needs to keep himself in that position a bit longer, as Bakalix had a spin, and Paras also had a spin. So that's going to allow Mitch to catch up, as Herbert is right on the back of Ivanek here. I slipped and missed the key I was meant to be clicking. As... here you go, you've caused this, mate. Mitch is not going to be happy with you for cursing him, I guess. It's not your fault, really. You shouldn't have put it in a wall, but anyways. Ivanek's now going to do what he's done for most laps and get close to Jurek. Is he going to be able to send it? He's had a go, but again, he just doesn't have battery. It's not ideal for the Aston. As Lapage is going around the outside of Farad. Yeah, you know what, let's go back to this fight. It's way more entertaining than that. Whatever I've just watched. Don't like that one. As Clapper has improved his last lap. Fair play to the Aston Martin, as Herbert... That would not have been the time to bin it. And give Haas even more points, which we don't want to see. Actually, we want to see David do well. Well, we don't want to see Adam Lepage do well. No one wants to see that, let's be honest. Anyways. Actually, to be fair, we'll probably get bored of David doing well in T races time. We'll be cursing him. So, yeah, that's going to happen. Might as well start up some rituals live on stream to get people into a wall if they're doing well to make the championship about a 7-way fight. As Ivanek is still right behind Chirek here. Is he going to be able to go for it this lap? He's actually closer than he has been before. Are we going to see this fight finally? We are. Ivanek is going for it. He's going to go on the outside of turn 1. Herbert's there ready to missile his way alongside them if he gets the opportunity. Ivanek's going to have the outside. Churek's now got the outside for this one. He swaps to try and get himself into the slipstream. Herbert's going for the move on Churek. They're going to be potentially 3 wide coming into turn 4. Herbert looks like he's going to come out on top in this fight, as I think that is the case. Ooh, that was close between Churek and Ivanek there, but yeah, Herbert's going to come out on top there. And the 2 drivers with the penalties are now 2nd and 3rd, as Lapage has also lost out to Faraz. And yeah, there you go. There's your 15 seconds of nice commentary. Let's keep going. Actually, what's going on back here? I just seen Faraz was completely off one side of the track. Can Raphael defend from Adam? Yeah, Adam's not interested in making a move on him. Anyways. Ivanek now in the slipstream. Oh no, I'm waffling. Ivanek not too far behind Herbert is what I meant to say. As the medium tyres and hard tyres will be about even. Coming on to the final lap of the race, are we going to see any more missiles? As Ivanek's close, but not close enough. He's not even really that close. Half a second isn't close really in F1. You're talking a matter of tenths. As someone who might be missiling their way past is Adam Lapage down the inside. Raphael Fraz is going to try hang it out, and Lapage has almost binned it in the process. well done. Anyways, well, let's see if Ivanic's going to be able to get past Herbert. Also, that gap to Vargas right on the edge. And he does only have 3 seconds. Only 2 drivers picking up track limits penalties. And it's not exactly easy to get penalties here. But that's a mistake from Herbert. And Ivanic's going to go, thank you very much, I'll get alongside you. Well, the thing is, he doesn't need to fight Herbert here. He needs to just sort of get past him. But Herbert's going to fight him. And Ivanic's got to get within 3 seconds here if he wants that P2. But Vargas doing what he needs to do and just keeping that gap where it is. Is Herbert going to send one? No, he's not. So it's all down, can Ivanek gain 4 tenths in the final corner? As David Hoy does come round the final corner. I didn't really want to curse him, so I've stayed away from going on board with him. As David Hoy wins here in Bahrain, Gabriel Vargas is going to get 2nd place, I think. As Ivanek will come across the line in 3rd, Herbert 4th, but that'll go to Chure. Raphael is going to hang on just about from Adam Lepage there for P6. Lepage will be P7. Para P8. I see this going on. Mitch is close to the back of Bakalik. Is Mitch going to send Heroics into the final quarter? No. My thought is he might as well have. But, yeah. That's going to be your order as Mitch tries putting it in the wall, but, yeah, no comprende, mate. Driver of the day goes to Raphael. Who do I want to give driver of the day to? I don't know. No one. No one gets driver of the day. That's my thoughts. Maybe David for just saying, nah, boy, have that. Yeah, here's your race director because this is sort of important. It's going to be quite a short one. Shout out to the lads for not driving off track every 2 corners. Yeet. Let's get some interviews with these lot. Ivanek got 3rd. Let's see if we can get these lot to do this. Hello, David. Well, David's a legend, so just come join me. There's too many chats in the RO. I can't find. Oh my god, I genuinely can't get to these lot because there's too many chats. There we go. Let's get them in here.
It went so quick last season. What the hell?
Oh shit, there we go. I turned off traction control and actually practiced.
Ah, good for you.
Hello.
And I had such a heavy superstition about the McLaren. Hello, Luke.
Hello. So,
Hello.
let's get going with some interviews then, because I assume you joined. Because yeah. Anyways, so we'll start off with Ivanek then. P3 in the end, after a long fight for the whole race, pretty much with quite a lot of cars, and almost P2 on penalties, but I think your sort of chance was costed on the last lap when you had to fight the Mercedes. But in the end, a podium's not a bad result. How was the race from your perspective?
Thank you. Well, it was great, but at first I got to ask you: Did you expected me when I spun? Did you? Was it your fault or just mine? You know? Did you curse me?
I don't think I was spectating. Was I spectating you? I don't think I was. I didn't even notice it at first, actually. I think I was on board with your teammate.
Okay. Well, yeah, it happened at the start. I was pushing to get out of the DRS range, and I spun in turn, I don't know, it is 9 or 8.
I think it's 8. It was.
Yeah, but other than that, it was a really enjoyable race actually. A lot of fighting for podium. Yeah, we in the end we lost the 3 seconds on Gabi, sadly. But yeah, still it was amazing race. I enjoyed it really, really much.
It was a good one to watch in the end as well, from my perspective. A lot of fights going on. It seemed like a race mostly decided on can you get close enough to the other driver. I saw with Churek at the end you were struggling a bit on the battery, but you managed to get that move towards the later stage of the race,
Yeah.
which I think that sort of helped you. And then you had a almost free wide moment into turn 4, which was interesting.
Yeah, we were flashing a lot, like for last maybe 8 laps. Everybody was flashing, so yeah, it was really tight race.
Right, so let's move over to David then. P1 in the end after a race start which saw you drop to 5th on the hard tyres originally, but then you slowly climb your way through the positions, and well, that safety car was just ideal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the safety car was probably more than 50% of why I won the race. It couldn't have come at more of a perfect time. I was going to pit around lap 17. Then the mediums after the safety car had ended were at whatever stage they would have been if I'd have pitted on my desired lap anyway. I was a bit worried at the race start. The start, for once, getting off the line was fine. But I knew that there'd be guys pretty punchy on the medium tyres, and I thought I'd be able to break away a little bit until I had the sideways moment through turn 10, just not getting used to the heavy fuel load. Very lucky to not have collected anyone behind. I think Ivanek and his teammate were both on mediums and could have rear-ended me if they didn't have the necessary skill to avoid me. But yeah, when the two Astons passed, I thought, okay, it's fine, nothing to worry about. They're on mediums. And then Turek went past me, and I was like, is my pace okay on the hards? Claudio got me, and then yeah, it was a little bit worrying, but thankfully I managed to get back past Turek after Claudio had finished with him, and yeah, safety car basically decided half of that race there and then.
Yeah. Well, you managed to win the race and get pole position, so I mean, not quite fastest lap and everything all in one, but still a very strong start to the season. How are you feeling about next week's race, which I don't know where it is, to be fair?
Japan, and I'm bricking it because I'm on a pad.
Yeah, Sector 1.
I mean, we had Mexico a week ago, so if I just get back into knowing what the hell S sections are and not mounting the curbs, I'll be okay. I don't think Japan pace will be like it has been this week. I think it will be very, very tight for a lot of the front runners, and everyone will just be trying to not get stuck in traffic.
Yeah, are we going to see an infamous David Hoy 0 stop maybe?
If it wants to rain, then there's a chance. There's a chance. I can't give you a definite answer right now. I haven't spoke to the engineers yet, but you know, there's a possibility that the pit crew won't be getting paid.
They're going to be out of a job for the Suzuka race. But nice if we
for
could have
Maya,
snow.
guys.
I mean, I assume you've seen
Snow.
the pictures of it.
Yeah,
Going
it
right.
was probably still safer to race in than when the recovery vehicle was on track.
Probably. Hopefully we won't have any of those in our race. Luckily that isn't in F4. Otherwise that would not be ideal.
Can you imagine just driving and there's just like a tractor in front of you?
I don't think they'll be adding that anytime soon.
Maybe. I mean, cars have started not to ghost when they spin sideways, so that's probably the closest we're going to get.
They're more interested in settees and I don't know. They might have some lamps. Yeah.
The Alonso's little picnic chair flown into the racing line in the S's.
Anyways, enough of random stuff. Yeah, thank you all for watching this race. It's been thoroughly enjoyable to watch. And, well, if that doesn't show you that this season is going to be interesting with the fights we've had, I don't know what does. And, yeah, make sure to tune in next week at Japan. And, yeah, goodbye.